Okay. Okay. Why is this so off? Cool. All right. Cool, cool. All right, hope you guys are good. All right. So, dude, it's crazy how much this area lags on VC. It's disgusting. I'm pretty sure my game is not running at the right frame rate, because this always looks a bit odd to me. There's something about this ROM. It's just weird. Hey, Desperate. Anyway, let's get my list up. IQ routing. I need this, this, and this. Alrighty. So we could just get hover boots first. I don't think it matters too much, but hover boots would not be ideal. We need somewhere to die as my first place to warp to. Where would be a good place to die on purpose? We need something with an enemy near the spawn. I mean, Jabu might not be that bad. Warping to Jabu might be a play right away, but doing angle setups in Jabu is gonna suck. This is gonna be one of the hardest parts of the route, is figuring out his first warp here, where we're gonna go. So if anyone doesn't know, there's a scene table, and this is the list of warps. Oh, what a command for it. There you go. Oh no, I fucked up. There you go. Oh no, there's a typo. Ah! Oh no! There you go. Alright, where are we warping? That's my question. I need to figure this out. Where are we warping first? Where's a good place to die? These options aren't the best. Ice Cavern's not a great one. Oh, Noel is really bad. Shadow Temple's bad. Spirit Temple could work because of statues. World Temple's bad. Fire Temple could work because of keys. Potentially. It depends on the keys. Let me have a look how the value works here. Fire Temple could be a really good one. Oh no. It's me child. Let's have a look. But this loses my shield, so it's not that good. And it's not just me, the music doesn't work here. Oh no, it does work. Yeah, it's changing. But equipping a shield here, I'd lose my shield here no matter what. I'd have to equip Hylian shield. But the warp would work here. Like for example, if I was to warp there right now, and then I did like a setup. Let's just say this is the setup. (7F). Is it always 7F? Or is it based on my position? I think it's always going to be 7F, so this doesn't work. Yeah, these always give me 7F because the way they attack you. And this crashes the game, so this is no good. Does this crash the game? I think it does. Yep, this crashes the game. It's no good. Okay, never mind. We can't use this. I mean, Decker Tree could work, but it's not great either. I ideally need something that can hit me from range. And these will give me, like, specific values. This gives me 7F as well. This is no good. So I can't use this, guys. This is RIP. I think Jabu might be the best play. We might have to use Jabu. I'm honestly thinking Jabu is probably the best here. The Donga's Cavern, we could use a laser. Laser's quite fast to die to. Might be worth using the Donga's Cavern. Because when we enter the Donga's Cavern, right? I think we can make this platform cycle. Like, this is good because we can just die to this turret and make some setups using this turret. Is this always 7F? Oh, this guy doesn't make music. This guy doesn't give you enemy music. This doesn't work. Oh, this sucks. This doesn't work. Okay, so we can't use that. Damn. We have to get enemy music here for this to work. Spirit Temple, I don't think even gives you. I don't think Spirit Temple even gives you the enemy music.
Once good fuzz.
Hello. These don't give you enemy music either. Nope. 7F. It is bad. Yeah, that's no good. I mean, you could activate it and then do a setup using a chew. Maybe. This could work. It'd be extremely awkward, but you could probably make this work. If you make a setup. Like, what you could do is you could make a setup where you hit him, and then you could die in a specific position. This could work. It would just be a bit jank. So Spirit Temple is an option. The Spirit Temple is okay. Jabu would work fine. I think Jabu works fine. Let me have a look. Like, Jabu is probably really easy, because from here you can just be like, okay, that's the setup. Yeah, Jabu would be really easy. And if, for example, I was to die right now on 3-0, which is Kakariko Potion Shop. That's free too. Does that work? Yeah, it's fine. That works. Oh. 3-5. This is the back alley house, the dog lady. Oh no, I failed. Kind of what's broken right now. I know why. So I don't know if that's even a good place to do this, to be honest. I need to find somewhere to die for this route. This is gonna be one of the hardest things to figure out. Let's see here. Tower collapse doesn't work. Boss rooms don't work because it's not the same music. Do boss rooms not work? I've not tried it. They probably don't. Even though the boss rooms will be bad anyway. It's too slow. What would be good? This is really hard. Soros River, Kakiri Forest, Graveyard. The graveyard might work using the Poe, but it'll be really shit. The graveyard could work.
Fuzzy paws.
Hey Leroy. Routing this is really hard. Garuda Training Grounds is an option. Garuda Training Ground could definitely work. Is being caught by a guard teleport you? I've not tried this. Let me try this. So I need to change my value. Let's try this out. So this value right here needs to be 005D. So 5D. Let's see what happens. I don't know what happens with this warp. I haven't tried it yet. So this will warp me to Garuda Fortress. That's Garuda Fortress. I think that's just GZ being shit. Let me reset it. GZ breaks a lot. How you doing, Leroy? I don't expect this to be a popular stream. What doesn't look right? Oh, you mean what just happened? Ah, bro. So picky. Oh. What? Huh? Import? ique route? What? 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 Huh? What is all this shit? What is this? What happened to my save state? What? What is all that shit? My god. Okay. God, man. Where did all that stuff come from? 005D was it? It was 5D, yeah. This should not be tempo time. It should be Garuda. Okay, so I don't think you can get caught as child. Or can you? There's no guards here. That fucks up everything. No! Is she here? There's no guards. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, this idea is dead. Rip. Dead idea. Lost Woods is kinda bad. The only thing that can kill you is the scrub, which takes ages to get to. It takes like 20 seconds to get to it. So that's not a good idea. Desert Colossus would work, but levers don't really work for the setup. Hyrule Castle takes too long. Oh, wait, no, Hyrule Castle might work. Let me try Hyrule Castle. I mean, Ganon's Tower, sorry, Ganon's Tower. Death Mountain Crater would not work either. There's nothing that can attack you. I think Ganon's Castle could work. What's Ganon's Castle? Collapsing, no. Collapsing, no. What? Ganondorf's Lair. No, we're not warping straight to Ganon. Oh, here it is. Zero. It is 0A. Okay. So it'd be here, here. 0A is Ganon's Tower. I'm gonna die on purpose. This is where we're gonna warp from DC. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Yeah, we need to chart DC for Dino Warp. That's the whole point of this route. Okay. This is an interesting room. This could be good. I'll just give you the wrong value again. Yeah, these will be... Oh, they didn't give you any value. These guys don't give you a value either, do they? It's the music here. Yeah, there's no enemy music in this room. This doesn't work. This is the wrong room. I wanted Ganon's Castle, not the tower. What's Ganon's Castle? Oh, it's 000D. That's why it didn't work. So D. Once I get this, I can test where to warp from here. But this is the first thing in the route that needs to be figured out, is where we're gonna warp first. I need to find a good location to die over and over. Yo, chillin', what's up? Hope you had a good stream. What were you playing? How you doing, man? Alright, this is where I want to be. Let's see if this works. That doesn't give me a value. That sucks. But this doesn't work. No, this doesn't work. Dang it. Okay, there's no music here. So if anyone just got here, this is me routing the new OT route. The only thing that's a pain about this is there's a trick called Dino Warp, right? I'll explain it to you guys how it works. So it's called Dino Warp, and what it does, let me just make a backup of this just in case I lose it. There you go. So what Dino Warp does, you see these values on the screen, 0x2, 0xco, 0xfff, right? The only one that matters is the top value. The other two are for adult, so I'm child right now, so it doesn't matter. So right now, DC's in a really weird state. It's not normal. So if I was to walk down here, I would fall through the floor. Well, I should fall through the floor. Okay, maybe not. But you should be here? No, right now DC's not in this state. It's meant to be. So right now DC's meant to be like broken. You can fall through the floor. But I do have a glitch stored called Dino Warp, where we've modified a memory value to teleport us to where the 0x2 value is on the screen. You see that 0x2? So 0x2 is Dodonga's Cavern, right? So if I was to change 0x2, I can warp anywhere, pretty much nearly anywhere in the game, right? So for example, a different room in the game would be, like 003 is Fire Temple. So this would be Fire Temple. And if I die, I warp to Fire Temple, right? Pretty straightforward. If I die, I end up in Fire Temple. That's pretty much it. However, the interesting thing about this trick, which you might notice right away, I'll show you guys why this trick works. So you might be like, okay, what's the point of this? Why is it so useful? So this trick works based on enemy volume. So if I walk into this room right here, right? If I walk into this room right here and I spawn this enemy, what happens is watch the value change. See the value change? Thank you, Desperate. So you see the value change. So now my warp will take me to 44 when I die. So 44, for example, is the bazaar in the Kokiri town. And if you want to know what I'm warping to, in terms of the table, there is a table on this Excel sheet thing. And this shows you exactly where we warp, depending on that value at the top of the screen, right? So right here, for example, 0x44 would warp me to a shop, which is bad. So what I'm trying to figure out right now, in terms of routing, because we will be setting up in this room in a run. This is where we will be in the run. So what I'm trying to figure out is I'm trying to find a place where we can die. And we can also set the value fast. So I have a list of 109 locations I can warp to. The question is, what one is the fastest to die at? And have... So this music right here, this music right here, this music here. This music, you hear it? This music is what determines the sound volume. So depending on how far you are from the enemy, determines how loud the sound is. So that value goes all the way from 00 to 6D. And if you look at the code in the game, right? If you look at the code in the game, for example here. So this goes from, sorry, to 6F to 6F. But 6D is after 6F crashes the game. It's the highest volume possible. It'll crash the game. So we're trying to set this. This is based on the music volume, how far you are from the enemy when you kill it, or when you die. One of the two. So either you kill the enemy and then you die, or the enemy kills you in a certain position to get a certain volume level. That's exactly how this trick works. So for example, if I was to die right now with this number, I think it's gonna fuck up, but we'll see. So if I was to die right now, right? 5C, this will warp me to Desert Colossus. Wait, did my Twitch stream die? No. I don't know what's going on. Why is it saying completed stream? That's bad. So watch this. I'm going to be in Desert Colossus. See? This place doesn't have music. It's so unfortunate. Unless it's the bird. So you see how I spawn in Desert Colossus? That's how the whole idea works. So what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to find somewhere to warp where you can die fast. That's the first thing we need to figure out in this route. And I'm trying to figure it out, but it's really hard. It's really, really hard to figure this out. Because there's so many locations, but the enemy music doesn't play. We need this music right here. We need this music right here for it to work. See the numbers changing because of the music? And there's our highest number, the one that crashes the game. So what you do to start a run, here's an example. What we do to start a run would be something like this. We would... Let me just despawn this guy. So what we would do to start a run is we would do something like this. For example. And then you kill it at a certain distance, like so. And then this would give us a value, leaving this room. So, for example, just like this, for example. So yeah. Well, that didn't work, but you get the idea. It's really hard to show you guys. Like this. This is an example. So I'm gonna get 013. See? 013. Oh, I didn't kill it. You have to kill it. Here you go. 015, right? And now he's dead. And now I have 015 stored in the memory. See? So the idea of this is we are storing the value. So when we die, for example, when we die now, this will take us to Volvagia. So 015 is Volvagia. So now we're going to spawn in Volvagia. Because we set the value as 015, right? So it's a pretty powerful glitch. And we're going to spawn in Volvagia. See? So I'm just trying to figure out where to warp for the first warp in the run. Because what's going to happen is from this warp, everywhere else we go in the run, we're going to be spawning at the same place over and over. So we need to find somewhere that we can die fast. So far, Jabu's the best. I'm trying to find somewhere better than Jabu, hopefully. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out. There's a big list of locations. Forest Temple might work. Let me try Forest Temple. We need to go to Forest Temple anyway, so... Let's see here. So, Forest Temple. So, what we could do here, for example... Let me turn back to child. So, an example here. What we could do here... is we could... take damage in this room. Right? Here's an example of what I could do in this room. So for example, like this, and then I could do a setup like this. That's not right. That's not good enough, but here's an example, right? Too close. So I'm just showing you an example. Just see if I can get a different value. Yeah, like that. So for example, we could die on a certain position with the enemy sound. So this is actually a really good room. This is a very, very good room. We might be able to use this room. This is probably like one of the best rooms we could use. But it would use 2 explosives. Is the only negative here. So this is kind of an ideal one. I like this one. Forest Temple is a great place to spawn. Forest Temple is 003, so 03. And then Jabu is 02. So those are the best 2 by so far. Where else could we spawn? That would be good. Fire Temple, shit. Because it's RNG. Spirit Temple doesn't work. Shadow Temple, there's a thing in the beginning, so it doesn't work. Bomb in the Well is annoying and slow. Ice Cavern could work. But I think it's going to be fiddly. I don't think it'll be good. We'll try it. I'm going to die right away, aren't I? Yeah. I need to fix my health. He's dead. Alright. So Ice Cavern. Can you set enemy volume in this room? I don't think you can. I'm pretty sure the music's set here. Oh, there is! There is enemy volume here. Ooh, wait a second. This could be good for up to a few values. This could work. The walls here might be shit. The walls here might be really bad. Like in... Oh no, they're set angles. They're not too bad. The corner might be bad. Let's see. If I was to walk into this thing... 32. 32. 31, yikes. As long as he does that like bump animation. Like that. I moved. It's not great so far. You could probably do this. It's just a bit jank. You could also target this wall. This wall is pretty flat. Or is it? This wall has 2 angles. I spawned you an ice cavern. I spawned you a carpenter boss house. $29 would be market. You could definitely do something here. But what can I go up to here before it becomes bad? You could probably use this room. You'd have to die to a bomb though. Let me see what it's like when you die here. Wait, no. I need to get hit. It gives you the same value. Okay, that's good. So this room's good. This room also works really well. I think the Forest Temple room's better though, but this could work as well. So Ice Cavern works pretty well. It takes a little bit to get in there though. So this works really well. With Bomb Death. And then Forest Temple, Bomb or Chew Death. Jabu gives you a Popcorn Death. So Jabu is really powerful. So Jabu. Rip. So Jabu is quite good because Jabu, right? With Jabu, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Because look. So I could die wherever I want here. So this is quite powerful. This honestly might be the best one. I think this is the best one. The fact you can just like set it up from the spawn is just insane. I think this is the best location we could do. And we have to go here last anyways. This honestly might be optimal to come here. It's like, for example, look. 15. Damn. 14. And this is Ganon's Tower collapsing. I don't think it's going to work because I warped into here. I think this is the best one. I don't think we're going to get better than this. I honestly don't think we're going to get better than this. This definitely seems like the best room for this trick. What happens when you're Ocarina buffering? Does he have to on my health? Ah! I just want to see something. No, I need more health again. Ah! I want to test something. Oh! Oh, that's crazy! Oh! I learned something! I learned something! You can do that anywhere. Oh, that cancels out the music. That's so powerful. That's really powerful, I just learned. Okay, that's huge. I didn't know that. So you could just set this up on either Forest or Jabu. It doesn't matter. Forest or Jabu are better then. I fuck Ice Cavern. Okay, so using one bomb is optimal. Alright, sick. Okay, so that's really good to know. So we'll probably start Child 1 in Forest or Jabu then. That's perfect. I mean, we could also use Deku Tree. Deku Tree also works. Like, Deku Tree definitely works as well. So if I went Deku Tree instead, right? I think the same thing works, but it wouldn't be as fast. I think the other two are just optimal. So if I was to go to Deku Tree, I think the same idea works here. Yeah, same idea. Okay, so all three of these are good. All three are fast. So any of these three are great. Deku Tree is perfect as well. So 0-0 Deku Tree. Okay, we know where to start now. One of those three options, the best by far. Alright, let me try this down. Okay, this is really good. So now the question is, now that we know where to spawn, now we need to decide what to do as child is the next step. So I'm going to write this down now. So fast to die place would be Deku or Jabu or Forest. They're all the same speed. I think Jabu is going to be the most annoying, but we might need to go Jabu just so we can set Pharaoh's Wind. It might be realistic to set Pharaoh's Wind now. And then we're going to go to Magic. We get Magic. We get Pharaoh's Wind. And then after we get Pharaoh's Wind, we need to decide where to warp next. So I think we get Hover Boots next. Although we wouldn't have a Deku stick. We kind of need a Deku stick. No, wait, we would have a Deku stick. We still have the one from Bottom of the Well. So then we'd probably go to Shadow Temple. Let me test this, by the way. You ready? Watch this. We're going to test the idea in practice. You ready? This is what a run's going to look like. Okay, so we go here. We set up Dino Warp. We have Dino Warp, right? And once we have Dino Warp, we're going to set the value. Let's say Forest Temple, right? So we're going to set the value to Forest Temple. Forest Temple is... Forest Temple is 0-3. There we go. Then we're going to die. We're going to die... We're not going to die here. We're going to void, in fact. But we're going to die for the first one anyway. Because it doesn't matter too much. Nice 0-2. It's meant to be 0-3. Okay, cool. And this will spawn us in Forest Temple. Right? And then we're going to spawn in Forest Temple. Oh, it's fucked again. I need to reset. I love GZ. It's so buggy. GZ just doesn't want to work sometimes. Does this make sense to you guys so far? Am I explaining it well enough? Do you understand why I'm doing these things? Or do you want me to explain a bit better? If you need an explanation, just ask. I will explain things for you guys. I don't want to show you the thing that sets this up. It's really annoying to do. And I only have to do the ique version. So right now I'm on VC, so I can't really show you the same thing. Because it'll crash the game. If I try doing my normal thing, it would just crash. Alright, so this is what a run's going to look like. We're going to go to DC, set up Dino Warp. We're going to void rather than die. So right now we're dying, but normally we wouldn't die here. And then once we die, we're going to spawn in Forest Temple. Right? And then once we're in Forest Temple, we're going to set up a value. Right? So this is going to be a guaranteed thing in the route. This is probably what the route's going to look like. And then we're going to set a value for... We're going to go to... What's the number of this fairy fountain? 003B, right? So we're going to set the value of 003B in this room, right? I'm going to show you just an example. I don't know how to get it. It's going to take a while to find setups. But this is what we're going to do in a run, right? We're going to do this, right? So we're going to get this value in this room. And then we're going to pull a bomb above our head. And this is what's going to happen in a run. So we're going to get 003B somehow. Then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. To keep the value. And then we're going to die. Oh, I fucked it. I spawned the wolf when I wasn't meant to. That's fine. Let me just modify it. Free. Okay. And this is going to spawn us. You ready? This is going to spawn us here. Boom. And then we're going to get magic. I don't think we're gonna use Forest. I think we're gonna use Jabu. I think Jabu's easier. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do I die here? Because you can't really die here. Because if I die right now, there's no enemies, right? So, in this room, we could not die. I mean, we can die, but it's not going to send us anywhere because the value is still 003B. So, you might be wondering, why do I care about where I spawn first? Well, if I play Sun Song right now, you ready? It's going to spawn me. It's going to crash the game, apparently. Why? Eh? Is that meant to crash? Does it not work in forest? Wait, what? Isn't it meant to spawn me in Forest Temple? What? Does it not work in dungeons? Huh. I thought that works. Does that not work? The whole point of that is it's not meant to do that. Uh-oh. That's not good. It could just be GZ being GZ again. Let me see if Mr. Cheese is around. Damn, I didn't make a save state of that. Gotta do it again. So I'm just checking something with someone on Discord. This is pretty hard to route. I just need to understand this one bit. If you're on entrance 1E00 as child, Plain Songs will change it from night to day and will spawn you in whatever your enemy distance is pointing at. Okay. So my question is, why did it crash? I'm confused. Because that doesn't make sense to me. So we go here. I'll make save state here. My RAM watch for enemy distance? The top one, isn't it? The music? Or is this something completely different? Is it not the sound one? Is it not the top one? The B4? Is that not how it works? Distance. What is distance? What is the value? Okay. Is it something we have to set up as well, not just the volume? B0? Okay. So when we set up something here, this is the only one that matters, right? So X32, okay. So my question is, if we set up something in this room, or Jabu, right? Do we have to care about both at the same time? Is that a thing? Let me save this. Is that important? Save settings. So my goal right here is I want to spawn here or Jabu or Deku Tree. Because I found out that if you set up the volume using Ocarina, for example, right? For example, this. Example. Actually, it wouldn't work here because the wolf will walk towards me. It doesn't work here. The wolves move towards me. This is no good. I mean, you could use a chew in this room. But we don't have... We'd rather use bombs. We don't want to RBA right away. We'd have to RBA somewhere to use chews. I don't think this is a good spot to do this. I think Jabu would be better. I honestly think Jabu would be better. Or Dodonga's Cavern. That's... Yeah, it's not just like... No, or Deku Tree. Excuse me. Deku Tree would be better. So we warp... Let's say we go Deku Tree, because Deku Tree is easy. Deku Tree is 0, I believe. So we go Deku Tree, which is probably better, to be honest. Deku Tree is so easy to use. And then with Deku Tree, we might be able to set up Heap as well later. So we'll see. Okay, so we go Deku Tree. We spawn in Deku Tree. Okay. Let me save this. This is probably more ideal. Okay. And then when I'm here, I can set up the value really easy here. So for example, I want it, if I want, look up the day value to verify this is non-crashing. Oh, so we can determine. Okay, so we have to find a number here that doesn't crash. Look at the first 2 bytes in the day. What am I looking at here? Is it just the hex or the des? What not? Oh, is it the big list of numbers? I see. So we want to warp to the fairy fountain here, right? So we want to get number... I've got this written down. 003B, which is around here. Does this crash? Just as an example. Let me save this. I need this. 43A7E. Yo, Leroy, this crashes. Well, we can get multiple values here, so we can make a setup. There's so many numbers, dude. 4, 3, A was A. So A is a crash, isn't it? Is A a crash? Suns doesn't want. Oh, does that have to be somewhere where Suns works? I'm trying to use Suns in the fairy fountain. Do you have to have somewhere where you can use Suns? Yeah, but when you... My game crashed when I was trying to use Suns in the fairy fountain. That's what I was saying. Like, all I did was I warped to Forest Temple. I'm trying to chain out the fountain to spawn somewhere good where I can die again. But for some reason, going to Forest Temple, then Fairy Fountain crashes. So what's the workaround? DMT? DMT? Do we need to start a DMT in that case? Can we manipulate the value before doing the trick before Dino Warp? I don't understand. Okay. So we would already have the correct value, right? Beforehand? In that case, then we would want to spawn here. Correct? So we would want to spawn here. Most likely. And then once we're here, we would warp straight to the fairy fountain. So for example, I would just die here using bombs. This is awesome. The fact you don't lose your value when doing this. That's so good. That's so good. So that makes things a lot easier to do setup-wise. I know this is not going to work. I already know. Don't worry. Would it just crash because of the day value? The ID you got just doesn't work? What do you mean? I'm trying to understand what you mean. I don't get it at all. Yeah. Then you change your day value, right? We need distance 41. I mean, can I try somewhere else? For example, Forest Temple? Maybe Forest Temple works? Or Jabu? There's no work at all in those two places? Is that what you're saying? No, what is the save state, bro? Dude, it's not being saved in my save states. I'm annoyed. Let's have a look. So you have to desync it? Yeah, but if you desync it, then does the value stay the same no matter what? Or... That's what I'm asking. If you did this before entering the Donga's Cavern, then you enter Donga's Cavern, you do Dino Warp, then you went to Forest Temple, and then you went to the Fairy Fountain, what would happen? Does it work? Or just Jabu or the Donga, whatever, Deku Tree. So how do you do this warp to the Fairy Fountains? How do you work around it? If you play Sunsong, won't you just spawn at the, won't you just spawn in the Donga's Cavern? Where are you gonna spawn? Can you spawn anywhere on that list? If you set the day value? Is that how it works? Like, could I set it to a dungeon? Is it possible? Or is it really, really hard to set certain things? I'm trying to understand this. 41, 42, 43. Which is... Wait, where's 41? Where is that? I don't know what it is on the list. I don't know what I'm looking at. Is it the hex? Where is that on the list I'm looking at for the thing you gave me? Or is it to do with the other one? The scene table. No, it's not the scene table. Where is it on the OOT SRM thing you sent me? 4,100. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Royal Family Tomb. Shooting Gallery, yikes. Temple of Time. So we can only use Royal Family Tomb for this one thing? So we have to use the tomb to get the 2 items. And then after that, it doesn't matter? Because we don't need to use Sun Songs after that, right? That's the only place we're going to play Sun Song, right? It's just the Fairy Fountain? To leave boss chambers? Do you think we're going to do that at all? Do you think we're going to abuse that as well? We have the option to do bosses early. But having only bombs and chews is going to kind of suck. Not going to be great. Yeah, but what would even be worth killing as child? For a cutscene skip. That's tough. Is it even worth killing any boss as child? Don't think there's many. Maybe Goma. Just so you can set the wrong wall for later if you use it. PG Phantom Ganon. But we don't have Slingshot. How are we going to hit him? How are we going to hit Phantom Ganon? We'd have to get the Slingshot to even kill him. So it doesn't really work. I don't think we do that. So my next question comes to, is it worth warping to the Fairy Fountains? So the Fairy Fountains give us access to Thor's Wind, which lets us go faster to Jabu. But setting up the deaths in the zombie thing takes like a minute, right? And going there on a run only takes like 5 seconds. Going into the Fairy Fountain normally only takes 5 seconds. Because as adult, we have to go there anyway on both of them. Because magic is at the top of DMT. And magic is right by the silver block outside of Ice Cavern. So both of those are kind of useless to warp to. So the question is it even worth getting magic early? It might not be worth it. It might not be even worth doing. Yeah, I don't think we need it. I don't think it's worth it because every time you die, you have to die again, which is 2 deaths, so it wastes like 40 seconds per death. At least like 20 to 30 seconds minimum per death, right? And every 20 to 30 seconds adds up a lot in the speed run. I have no idea. I'm thinking about it. That's what we're doing today. So we're getting hover boots. We're definitely gonna get hover boots. That's like a no-brainer. Like, why wouldn't we get hover boots? So we would definitely do hover boots, like no-brainer. And then once we get hover boots, we can probably just die in the next room. Like, I can just show you. So we warp here as child. Then we would do a mega flip over this gap. Yeah, we'd probably just mega flip over this gap. And then from here we would go get hover boots as child. Which is barely slower. This saves us having to go around the graveyard, which saves a lot. And then once we get this, we would have to go back to this room. It'd be crazy if we can kill like Dead Hand in a certain position. I don't think Dead Hand does anything here. I don't think this counts as enemy music. Does it? Oh, this counts? It's the set number though. Is it because the music glitched out? Does this always happen to this child? No, it's just the music glitched out. The music glitched out and I got a number. That's funny. This gives me a number for some reason. This is a crash? No, this is Desert Colossus. This is Desert Colossus. That's not even bad. That's actually really good. Sorry? I can't hear. Sorry, say again. I can hear you. No problem. So I'm just doing this. I'm just trying to understand this. He's up. Can you get it consistent? Let's see. Oh, I need to reload. No problem, by the way. Yeah, I just didn't want to cook today. I wanted to chill. You're right. That was me yesterday. I was in gym yesterday. Just couldn't sleep. Good. What am I doing? Oh my god, I'm so bad. So I'm like trying to multitask here. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this. Alright, let's see here. Is this consistent? 77. So I think it depends on how you hit the hand. That's guardhouse. Is this literally determined on how you hit those hands? That one didn't do anything. $28. Apparently we can set up in this room. That's really huge. That's actually massive. That's so good for this round. That's so good for this round. Let's see if I can get that again. I think you have to get grabbed. Why didn't that one do it? Do I have to release target? Is it RNG? Is it based on RNG? I hope not. I really hope it's not RNG. It could be RNG. It actually could be RNG. If so, that's crazy. 5A. It actually might just be RNG. 5A again. That's the same RNG. 28. The point is I'm getting the same RNG, so this is not legitimate testing. I need a different dead hand spawn. If I do this, this should change the RNG. This is so annoying. Can I change the RNG somewhere in the memory? Is that possible? There's an RNG number, right? This is really annoying, so I can't test it without changing the RNG value. This is like really important for the route. We need to know. This is going to be a pivot, like a huge point of the route. I disagree with you. It is possible using a frame perfect input, using the bomb. Even if we get a bad spawn, we could technically pull him towards us. I mean, it would suck. It was slow as fuck, but it could work still. No, wait, no, you mean the beginning. Sorry, you mean the beginning. You mean like this, right? 51. That's not the same number. It's actually based on where he spawned, which is complete RNG. Yeah, this is RNG. This is RNG. Yeah, this is clearly RNG. There's no way to nip this. This must be RNG. These are completely different numbers to the first one, right? It's completely different, 20. Okay, this is a dead idea. That's a completely dead idea. And this room should be fine. This guy's easy to manip, yeah. Super easy. This guy literally just do that. You can do whatever you want with it. Yeah, this room's easy. So this is fine. It's just slow, it sucks, you have to go all the way back. Yeah, that's fine. We just need a value that works. So it goes up to 5, 7 is the lowest. I think. 5A. Yeah, 5, 7 is the lowest. 5, 7. So what does that give us? You could warp to the fairy fountain from here. You could actually go to the fairy fountain from here. I think. Oh no, is that even the right one? No, it's not. Never mind, ignore me. This is something completely different. 5, 7 is... Yeah, it's not. Lake Hydia, Zor's Fountain... Goron City. Ganon's Castle Exterior. Oh, this place sucks. It would literally have to be an overworld. So this has to be the last thing we do. This actually would have to be the last check. As child. It's just too limited. So if anything, this will be where we end Dino Warp. It has to be. DMT to anywhere? How do you go from DMT to anywhere? Because of the spiders? Ideally, we don't want to warp twice. That's bad. Warping twice is slow. Yeah, but warping twice is slow. Ideally, we just warp once. So I'm going to write that down. So this is kind of a bad place to warp early. So shadow near the end. Let me write this down actually separately. So shadow, DMT, question mark. Places that are good to warp to early. Do we want to do Decatry as adult? Decatry is so easy to warp from. We could just get Slingshot and just die. Let me mess around in Decatry. We lose time climbing, but if we get Slingshot early, that means we can clear child stuff. I want to test the room above this. Test this room. Yeah. I want to test this room. Wait, so I set my number just now. Interesting. Shop Navi. Oh, does it? Oh, interesting. That's really powerful. Then we should just kill one of them, right? We don't need King Dodongo to... We don't need King Dodongo to Spirit Temple, do we? Because we're gonna get Requiem, right? Wait, can we spawn outside of Requiem? This child? 005. Yeah, we can spawn in Desert. Spot 11, Desert Colossus. Where does that spawn me? What is that? Where is that? Wait. Does this room do anything? It does. Oh, you could use this room as well. Do I key that number? Oh no. Yeah, it's a set number. You can actually set a number in this room. You could actually do something in this room as well. So you can get Slingshot and just die. If he wants to. And just fuck off. Come back later as adult. Or you could just do the basement anyway. Getting Slingshot might be a good idea. Just so we can clear Lost Woods earlier. There's kind of no point in doing Lost Woods because of Frog Song later on. Yeah, getting Requiem at the end makes sense. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We go from Shadow to Desert Colossus. Which is an option. It's actually a number that works. But doesn't it spawn us on the wrong side, which is slow? I think it does. Pretty sure it spawns us on the other side. Let me check it. I think it spawns us completely the wrong side. Because the default spawn is by the exit. So it's 005C. Oh. So this should be Desert Colossus. Because getting Requiem at the end would be good. I think getting Forest Wind is kind of pointless. Because going into Job is not even that slow anyway. Ah, oh, dude. So annoying. I hate GZ. It's just painful. Oh, I have donuts. I'll have a donut in a bit. Jam donuts, bruv. So good. Leroy, did you like your jam donuts? When you had those? What did you think of Sainsbury's jam donuts? If you're still here. .5C. I just want to see where this spawns me. It's probably on the wrong side. I doubt it's going to spawn me at Spirit Temple entrance. But you never know. I just want to make sure. I want to see what the default spawn is. This is huge if it spawns us on the other side, but I doubt it. It's probably going to spawn us on the other side. Yeah. I mean, it only takes 10 seconds to get over there. It's not a big deal. This might be the best place to end the chain. I don't see where else we're going to go. Like, you get Requiem for doing this, so... Like, 10 seconds for Requiem is kind of good. The only problem with this is... we're going to have to, like, go from, like, Gerudo Training Ground to Wasteland. Just to get the one Skulltula, which is going to suck. Which is going to be a really ugly thing in this route, for sure. That's a problem. Because we could just like... I mean, no, we'll just do Spirit Temple to go Wasteland. It doesn't make a difference. Where else could we even warp at the end of Child? Let's have a look. We could finish in Lost Woods. We could finish... Lost Woods or here is probably the best option. Because those are like so many things we could do as Child. Lost Woods or... Desert Colossus. Okay. And then what else do we need to do as Child? Alright, let me have a look at what we should do. So we might as well kill... We might as well kill King Ndongo or Goma if we don't need to use those for warps. I don't think we need to use King Ndongo for anything. So I think we just kill him. So King Ndongo early, not a bad idea. There's no reason not to. Going into DC, it means we skip going back from King Ndongo to the Skull to King Ndongo, which is a free time save. Yeah, we save going to King Ndongo's room. That's like a 30-second time save. That's pretty big. And you skip the switch. So I think we kill King Ndongo early. So we might, the first thing might be killing King Ndongo in the route. I think that would make sense. And then we wrong warp to Deku. And then from Deku, we can go wherever the fuck we want. What do we do in Deku? What do we do in Deku? What do we need to collect early? I'm trying to think here. Chao Jabu. Do we want to do Chao Jabu? Not really. One of the options is we could do Chao Jabu, and then we could clean up as adult. It's kind of scuffed. I don't like that idea. Is Child Spirit worth it? Probably not. Nah. Ice Cavern is really awful as Child. Ganon's Tower would be good if we can get the Golden Gauntlets, but how do you get the Golden Gauntlets? There's also no music there, so... You got Temple Time, that's the alternative ending of Child instead of getting Requiem and time traveling. Why would you not get Requiem? You skip a wrong warp. I think you would get Requiem. Oh, you mean you play Sun? Oh, I see what you mean. You play Suns instead of Prelude. Right? Is that what you mean? Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. So you can just play Suns at the end? Does that work? Don't you lose it when you enter a loading zone? I don't understand. Oh, it says instead of getting Requiem. Oh, it's bad. But we would have to do Dodongo's Cavern wrong warp to Spirit Temple then. Or Fire Temple to Spirit if that's possible. Is that worth it? I'm wondering if it's worth wrong warping to Spirit Temple instead. Warping to Temple Time would be good. That is a very good option. Deku to Bongo is also a nice option. Both of those wrong warps are really good for Hundo. They're both super powerful. So I'm wondering what do we pick? Deku to Bongo, DC or Fire to Spirit Temple. It really depends where we do LACS. Anyway, before we care about that, let's figure out what we need to collect as child. That's the most important thing right now. What do we want to collect as child, or else it's not even worth doing this. Imagine we walk to Ganon's Tower and we do like sideway chew hovers to get the golden gauntlets. That would be awful. Koma's Lair. I mean, doing King Dodongo or Goma already saves like 30 seconds to a minute. You skip a boss key or movement. So those two options are actually quite powerful. We will not have Song of Storms, no. We definitely will not have Song of Storms. Let's assume we get Slingshot and we set the value for Bongo in the Slingshot room. Would that be good? Or Phantom Ganon? Wouldn't that be good? The Phantom Ganon one would only save like... It wouldn't even save anything because getting there is so fast from Bow. Like Phantom Ganon is not even worth killing. Like it's just pointless to kill him. The only positive of killing Phantom Ganon early would be you'd get Prelude. You would get Prelude, right? What's the checks for Prelude again? In OT? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something like that. What's the requirements for Prelude in this game? I can't remember. Yeah, it's just PG. Okay. Would it be good to kill Phantom Ganon to end the chain and then just get Prelude? Would that be worth it rather than Hover Boots? Prelude's quite powerful. Actually, no, Prelude's pointless is out. It doesn't save any time. No, Prelude's pointless. Prelude wouldn't do anything. We can just save Warp. I'm stupid. I'm fucking stupid. I'm so stupid. Would it be worth killing Bongo as child? You can do a Slingshot, right? Does that work? I can't remember. I'm assuming Bongo gets hit by Slingshot. Or even just ISG. Does it? Yeah, but let's say we did set up a day value and we did Forest Wind and all that shit. Does that work? Can we kill him? What do you mean technically? Why is it a technically? But we don't want to kill Volvagia. We don't have hammer. Why would we go to Volvagia's child? That ain't happening. That definitely ain't happening. Nah, child. This must be awful, right? Mm-hmm. I'm assuming this is awful. "5C is a crash, isn't it? No, 5C is... No, it's a thing from the previous room. This is the number from the previous room. It hasn't changed. Is it because you wrong warp here? Is that a reason why it's weird? Oh, it's fine. Nice, dude. Nice jump slash, bro. Dude, what is happening? I'm looking the wrong way! I'm getting mad. Holy shit, how am I so bad? Oh, Curie Sword's hilarious. It's so weak. You gotta use stick. I'm not even in entrance 1E00. No, I'm not. But I get what you're saying. You're meant to be in the room entrance when you warp here. Yeah, that makes sense. You have to use suns or else you can't get out. Or you die, right? And if you die here, you just end up here? You'll just end up here, right? So this is only if you do Dino Warp with suns. This is worth it. Okay. So Sun's route would be Fairy, Grave. So Magic, Grave, FW, Grave, and then go anywhere. And then you would end in like Shadow Temple. And then this would put you where? This would put you in the grave as well, wouldn't it? So you can do bongos pretty early. I'm assuming killing this boss without the slingshot's awful. It must be. This must be awful without slingshot. This boss must suck, right? Is it just RNG without slingshot? It's just RNG. So that's bad RNG. Really? This must be awful. Wait, does Shout not bounce? So fucking funny. This boss is so silly. I get here ready. Try does bounce. But he jump slash. This must be awful, surely. That's... He's nuts! I mean, it's not impossible. You don't have to get slingshot. You don't have to get slingshot. Is this Dino Warp? Yeah. I'm watching the VOD. You must do what I just did, surely. Like, you can't get to the boss otherwise. You gotta wait for the attack. This guy's just clowning around. Yeah, he's doing literally what I just did. Yeah, he's literally just doing what I just did. Okay. So bungalo's possible, and it loses like 8 seconds. It's not that bad. Lost Woods? Lost Woods was one of the ones I was considering, but we need to have Slingshot. We want to have Slingshot for Lost Woods to make it worth doing. Which we could do, that's not a problem. The only problem with doing Lost Woods early is we don't have songs for Frog Song. That's the only bad thing about doing Lost Woods. So it's kind of bad because of that. That makes sense. It loses value of not having all the songs. Water Temple. Because we go from Lost Woods to Frogs in the speedrun. Once we have Slingshot and Bottle, we do it in Child Free. Because we have all the songs. Because it's right next to Lost Woods. So in Child Free, we would literally just go to like... Oh, dude, it would be ugly. We would have to like go to Jabu. No, we'd have to go to Zora's the main. And then we'd have to leave and go to Frogs. That's what it would have to be. Does that not make sense? If we clear Lost Woods early, that means that we have to go from Zora's domain to Frogs. Yes. Then we'd have to do Zora's domain to Frogs instead. Which is kind of shit, because you need to go to Fountain. Does that make sense? So it doesn't really fit anywhere. That's the problem. It doesn't fit anywhere. Like, we would have to go to Lost Woods just to hest to the swimming spot, which is bad. We would like have to reset the game, go get the bug patch, go to Lost Woods, and in Lost Woods we would... Well, the problem is we need Saria's song as well. But we could die. We could probably die where Saria's song is really easily. Like, we could warp to Meadow, right? But we need to... We need Saria's song. That's the problem. The problem is we need Saria's song and Slingshot for child stuff. Shadow Temple's good. Shadow Temple's a good place to warp to. No, I don't think so, Mr. Cheese. I think it would save time, but it's just gonna be... It's not gonna be that much. Maybe. Now, I know Warp Setup only takes like a minute. We save a minute in LACS. We save a whole minute in Light Arrow cutscene. So it definitely saves time. Would we have done Zelda's Lullaby and enabled Sriad? Yes, we would. Yes, we need that for the Sun Song thing. If we don't do Sun Song, then we skip Zelda's Lullaby. Or we do Zelda's Lullaby at the end of Child 1. Either way. Both work. So the other idea is just delay Zelda's Lullaby and then play Sun Song at the end. And then just warp to Temple of Time and do... Yeah, we don't want to spawn a Temple of Time. It's bad. Yes, we can't end on Requiem or... I mean, we can if we have Forest Wind. Where do we have to end our chain for LACS to work? I don't know how that works. But the only way to make this work is if we do LACS. It won't be worth it otherwise. Okay. Yeah, we can't. So we can just wrong warp to Spirit Temple. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine. We'd have to wrong warp to Spirit Temple then. From Fire Ord to Donga's Cavern. Because otherwise it's going to be really slow getting to Spirit Temple. The problem with getting FW is you have to detour to Zelda. And detour to Zelda is really slow. It's extremely slow. Like, you have to go all the way from Bomb Choose to Zelda. And then you have to go back from Zelda to Dodonga's Cavern. Which is fucking awful. It's so slow. You would have to go to Zelda from Choose to skip the cutscene. Do you not see the problem there? The only workaround... There is one workaround. It's fucking stupid. You do Dodonga's Cavern to Ganon's Castle. That's the only workaround. And then that wouldn't be bad routing. That would be okay routing. So you do Dodonga's Cavern to Ganon's Castle. You get Choose, like N64 route. And then you would do Bottom of the Well later because you could warp into Bottom of the Well. Does that make sense? Because that actually works out with the Dino Warp route a lot better. If we do Deku Tree wrong warp to Ganon's Castle and get Choose in Ganon's Castle instead. Does that make sense? And then you don't have the disgusting time loss of going to Zelda and back. You lose that time loss. The negative is you have one extra heart piece early. Or cutscene where you're skipping again. The Sheik one. And I'm talking about the Zelda cutscene skip. The ZL. The Impa, whatever her name is. We need to skip that cutscene. It loses like a minute and a half. If we don't skip that cutscene, it's really bad. It's really bad. Yes. So the problem is right now, the route is you either get Choose from Bottom of the Well, or you warp to Ganon's Castle in Deku Tree. Does that make sense? Those are our two Choose locations. So we have to do one or the other, no matter what. So Ganon's Castle might be legitimate in this route, ironically. What we used to do back in the days. After you do Ganon's Castle... What do you do after Ganon's Castle in the old route? I can't remember the N64 route. It's been so long. Like, you did a wrong warp, you save warp, don't you? And you end up in Ganon's Castle. Or you just leave, I can't remember. Yeah, you save warp, then you walk out, you end up in Ganon's Castle, you get shoes from that stupid torch room. And then you'd leave Ganon's Castle. Where do you end up? Is it Market? Do you end up where Zelda is? Don't you end up where Zelda is in that route? Isn't that good? For us, technically? But then we wouldn't have Bottle. Which is not that bad. Because we can get Bottle after. And then we can just do RBA like in a grotto or something. Who cares? And we can just do RBA in Graveyard. Or leaving... Yeah, we can just do RBA in Graveyard. It doesn't matter. There's no difference. So the idea would be like, you do Deku Tree right away, which sucks, but what can you do? Yeah, but then you're forced to do Archery wrong warp at the end of the run. That's bad. So this route requires Archery wrong warp. So if you were to do Deku Tree to Ganon's Castle, like N64 route, and then you would do ZL, then you do CAC, you do Graveyard, then you do Dino Warp. Oh, you need the bottle. Yeah, that doesn't work actually. GM actually works, does it? Yeah, but doesn't GM give you a blue bottle? Isn't it a blue bottle? Isn't it blue potion? Like in like the VC route? It's not bugs exactly, so it's bad. Oh, that's right. The old route used to go to CAC and get the bottle, didn't it? Okay, never mind. That's shit. You'd have to like get bottle, grab bugs, and then save warp, which is kind of a yikes. I think that's what N64 route did, if I remember correctly. I think that's exactly what it did. It's literally the old defeat Ganon route. I mean, it might be worth it. It still might be worth it because you cleared Deku Tree. You cleared Deku Tree. You don't have to do that stupid hover boost clip. You lose like 20 seconds in Deku Tree, but then... I mean, getting Chews is like 30 seconds slower maybe. But then you skip walking to Zelda, which is a yikes. Oh, I remember now. I remember now. Cheese, do you remember where you spawn? It's insane. Do you remember where the N64 route spawns when you leave Ganon's Castle? Do you want me to show you? I actually remember. Watch this. I actually remember. It's been a while. Oh, it's so funny. Watch when it spawns. It's hilarious. I completely forgot about this. Oh, not here. I actually remember now. That's crazy. Yeah, for those who don't know, if you leave here, you've never seen this? Okay, watch this. Look where you spawn. It's so good. You spawn here. It's actually really powerful. It's one of the good things about the N64 route. You spawn right at guards. And then you can come back here later and just clear everything else, which is actually a good thing for the route. This is actually a good thing. This actually works really well in this route. Yeah, yeah. No, routing's gonna be for a while. Deku Tree to Ganon's Castle actually works really well in this route. Because we're gonna come back here anyway. As child. When we have storms. And then what N64 used to do was, in N64 route, we used to go here, wake up this guy, and then we would leave. So we would go to this guy, we would do this, and then we get caught, and then we do Lon later. Which actually works really well. I mean, we could GIM, but isn't it slow? Isn't GM like really close to just picking up the bottle normally? GM is not fast. Well, it's kind of fast with the new setup. I don't know, GM is not that slow, is it? The new stuff is fast, like the flame storage. Does GM crash on the IQ? Yeah, but we can do chickens later. We don't have to do chickens right now.
Oh no, the nuclear core is going to explode! Oh! 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 Oh!
Oh god. Oh god, that's horrifying. I need to turn off. I'm sorry. Holy shit, it's terrifying. Please don't do that. If you do that again, I will ban you. Do you want me to test JM? It's probably really easy to test on GZ. I can just cheat it. What's the easiest way to cheat JM? What makes... Isn't JM like you climb the thing on the same time as the vine? I could just try it. How does JM work again? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. Let me try it. Oh, this is not IQ. I'm dumb. Yeah, it'd work on VC. I could turn on my IQ and test it. Do you want me to do it? I have GZ on the IQ. I could test it. Would it really be worth doing JM to start the run? I think that's just slow. It's so slow. There's no way. It's not worth it. There's no universe it's worth it. Like, you might as well just go cack and get the bottle. Like, my opinion here. You go cack, you get the bottle, you go do Royal Tomb, then you save warp in Royal Tomb, you do Deku Tree as child, you do Ganon's Castle, you do Zelda, then you go do Dino Warp. You could do that. It's not that bad. That works really well for routing. And it would waste minimal time as well. The only time loss would be doing Deku Tree as child. That's the only time loss. Although there's no point, you would get choose anyway, wouldn't you? I mean, you could just do Bomb the World later. It wouldn't be faster, but you could warp into the well. Does that not make sense? You could just warp into the well and just die and go somewhere else. We could just die to the turret or something in the next room, I don't know, but it's RNG. Yeah, we can just warp to the well. I don't see the point of going in there normally. Do we need explosives in Deku Tree? Not really. Deku Tree's fast anyway. Even this child is not that bad. Oh, grabbing the tokens this child is gonna be awful. Oh, that's awful. You grabbing the tokens must be so slow without Boomerang. We need Boomerang, it doesn't work. No, this is a bad idea. We can't get the tokens in Deku Tree. This is not a good idea. I mean, you could dino warp back to Deku Tree with the boomerang, but that's a mega lol. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Cheese, is an issue. That you can't get the tokens fast and you can't break the wall. Yeah, you could just go back later. That's what I was thinking as well. You could just dino warp with the boomerang back to that room really easily. You could just dino warp back to, or you can use Forest Wind. No way, you wouldn't have Forest Wind yet. I mean, you could just, you come here anyway. If you kill a boss, you end up in Deku Tree. Right? You can just come back here easily. Any point, doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. You could just warp to Jabu, get the boomerang, and just clear this. Any point. It's not a big deal. And Child Jabu is not that bad. It only loses like, probably like 15 seconds at most. It's not a big deal. The only problem with that is like, if we cleared most of Jabu as child, we would enter Jabu as adult just to kill Baronade. Is that worth it? Is that worth it? Yeah, in that route we have to do archery wrong warp. We have to. Because we have to get Nocturne from source. So the only way to get to collapse would be archery. Which is not that bad, I think. I think the wrong was supposed to be pretty good. Like in terms of routing, it fixes a lot of issues. Is it even worth warping to Ken's Castle though? Just to go to Gods. Is that worth it? Is that really worth it? just to like, get to Gods easier? And save like doing unnecessary stuff early? Because warping into Bottom of the World is pretty convenient. For sure. It's very convenient. It doesn't know we can't get gauntlets. I mean, you could get golden gauntlets as child. You could do some extremely awful hover with 10 shoes and hate your life. You technically could. But I don't suggest that to anyone. I don't know if it's possible, and I don't think anyone's ever going to do it. Yeah, no one's ever going to do it. It's not happening. It's not happening for sure. So the only reason to go to Ganon's Castle early would be to go to Zelda. That's the only reason. Or to get shoes. Get our first set of shoes from Ganon's Castle is an option. Which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad option. It just means we have to do Deku Tree twice, which is kind of ugly. Which I think takes like 30 seconds. It doesn't take that long to do Deku's child. Because you'd come in, like, the example would be you come in here, right? You do the old strat here, where you like jump down, right? And then you do the old strat here, where you kill both these guys with a bomb. Like, you kill this guy with a bomb while falling, you kill this guy. You do the bomb boost up here. And then you would just go here right away. And then that's it, you just warp out. And you can just like die in this room, probably. You could probably just die in this room and warp somewhere else. Or the next room. Let me check. This room's fine. Oh, this room's amazing. Wow. Okay, this room's amazing. Holy shit. This room is super good for warping. Look at that. The values are so lovely here. That's a good room. The values are very kind though. Where am I? Oh no. What about this room? Oh, this room's also good. This room goes up to 3-6. What's 3-6? We can warp to... Temple of Time. I mean, from here we could just go to like, you said we can go to like Lake Hylia, for example. We could just go like Lake Hylia from here if we had to, but we can just go in the room up after this as well. You'd have to dino warp into the Song of Storms. You need to wake up Talon. We have to do Child 2. There's no way to get all the songs. We need to do Frog Song. Do you mean there's no Child 3? Is that what you're saying? What do you mean? You mean Child 3 or Child 2? What do you mean? Yes. Ah, my spreadsheet's so messy, dude. It's disgusting how bad my spreadsheet is right now. You want to see my shitty spreadsheet I'm making? Like, I'm just trying to cover like all the scenarios which make sense. It's not easy. Like, this is not easy. Like, if we walk to Ganon's castle, all this does is gives us access to choosing Zelda. So it saves us going to Zelda twice. But we lose the pocket egg stuff early, but it doesn't matter when we have suns. Who cares? We'll have sun songs, so getting the pocket egg later doesn't make a single difference. Like, that's fine. And if we come later, we can do pocket egg and Storm's Grotto like the N64 route. Do Dino War Blade? Dino War Blades would technically let us clear most of Child, but we lose Light Arrow cutscene skip. Potentially. No, wait, can we just still do it? What's the issue with doing it later? What's the issue with doing Dino Warp later? I'm trying to understand what the issues are. So you don't get hover boots easy, so that's a time loss. We could do Bongo with Child, yeah. No reason not to. So then what would we do as adult? Jabu? Because we need Boomerang? We would definitely do Jabu. At least. Minimum. We would get bombs. We would do Jabu. Doing it later means we save time as Child, because you don't have to climb DC as Child, which is extremely fucking slow. It's so slow. But the problem is if we do it later, we have too much health. So it's bad. It's gonna take us forever to die. We'll lose like 6 seconds at least per setup. Dying's gonna be very, very slow. I think that's the main negative. So how do you work around that? When you die, don't you just spawn with 3 hearts? Isn't that how the game works? I'm trying to remember. Isn't it only 3 hearts? Am I dumb? Don't you only spawn with like 3 hearts in this game? Am I being stupid? I swear you only spawn with 3 hearts when you die. Every time you get a container. How many containers do we get as Child? What containers do we get as Child? There's Lon Lon. But Lon Lon we wouldn't go to. It's not part of a chain. Unless you play Sun Song. There's fishing, Lon Lon. Yeah, I know. Fishing, Lon. Let me look at Child 2 splits. This is not so easy. I'm just trying to remember what heart pieces we pick up as child. Because most of them are adult in this game, not child. Where's my OT? Here it is. Okay. Let's have a look. Lon, fishing, fountain. There's 3. Goron City is 4. Dampe 5. I think we should do Dampe at the start of the run anyway. Right? Can we do Dampe in Child 1 in this run? We are going to the graveyard. Like, oh no, we're not going to the graveyard as child, are we? No, we wouldn't go to the graveyard if we do it in child 2. So Dampe's 5, Sunsong 6. And then the rest of child stuff is 7 in the forest. 8 from Skull Kid. 9 in the river. 10 from the frogs. 11 the hot PC boomerang. You get like 12 heart pieces as a child, something like that. Like 11, 12. And most of them are small hearts, if not all of them. I think all of them are small hearts, right? Three of them are in one place, that's not too bad. But the other ones are going to be annoying. And then how many hearts do you get in the current route before Child 2? Let's have a look. So you get... Let's calculate this. So you get hookshot, that's a quarter. How many hearts does the current route have at the end of Adult 1? Serious question. Isn't it quite a lot? We're not using title file. It's not allowed because you can't get medallions from source. Chat, how many hearts do you have after Adult 1 in the current route? I know you take a lot of damage from Choose. I thought you couldn't get the Spirit Medallion or something. Whatever, dude. It's pointless anyway. I think it would be really bad. You'd have to get hit by like 10 times. 10 times to do a death warp. That loses so much time and explosives. I don't think we're doing this in Child 2. We would lose like... We'd have to get hit 10 times every time we want to do a warp. That's so slow. There's no way we do that. That's way too much time loss. But that's not happening. Well, every time I pick up a heart piece. Not everywhere has a heart piece. Like, it might save more time in Child 2 if we just pick up the heart pieces at the end. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe you save so much time from warping around as Child So the heart pieces don't matter that much. Because let's say you lose like 10 seconds per heart piece area. And then you death warp somewhere each time. I guess it's pretty powerful. Because you just save so much overworld movement using Dino Warp. But then you'd have to do DC skulls as child, which is yikes. If you think about it. So you would do Goron City. And then after Goron City, you would go to DC. And then you would get the... Would you do it as child? Would you clear DC as child? But then the back, what about the back? You can do the Jabberong Warp to get the back skull. Yeah, you Jabberong Warp to get the back skull. Because you're doing Jabba as adult anyway, right? So you could do the Skulltula using Boomerang at the back, and then you do Dino Warp. Right? I'll show you what I mean. This part will be so ugly, dude. My god. There's no choice. Look, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So... Oh, this is going to be so bad. So, you come here in Child 2, right? And then you would just come here right away. So you'd have to like do some mega flip or some garbage to get in this room. Is it even possible to get over there as Child? You can't reach this, it's too far. Even with a mega flip. So you have to like do some shitty hover or something, or just go across casually. And then you'd come here just to get the Skulltula, which is really bad. You'd have to come here just to get the Skulltula. And then grab it using the Boomerang, which is probably possible. You mean using like a save warp? Oh, save warps are faster on ique, right? So we could just save warp to the back skull from here, right? So we could save warp after getting the back skull and then just get this one. But then what about King Dodongo? We kill it as child? Do we kill King Dodongo's child? I think that makes sense. Right? That makes sense to me. So you Jabberong warp, you reset, you save warp after you get the back skull. You get the skull as adult, and then you would kill King Dodongo as child. I mean, the DC warp would send you to Deku Tree, and then you full clear Deku Tree as child. With Boomerang, which is fine. Because you have Boomerang already, so it's not even that bad. So Deku Tree won't even be that slow. It's only climbing that's slow. You lose a little bit climbing, but that's it. It's not even that bad. You climb for like 10 seconds. But you save like 30 seconds not clipping into Deku Tree as adult, so it saves time. Climbing versus going all the way to Deku Tree as adult and then clipping in. So it goes about even as adult anyway, just warping in. As long as you have the Boomerang beforehand. But then the problem is, how do we get to Spirit Temple? Do we use Fire Temple? Or do we just go across Wasteland? Spirit Temple is the biggest issue in this route right now. I mean, we could just get Requiem as child. But then we don't do Light Arrow cutscene heap. Oh, that's bad. There's issues. There's issues everywhere. Like, when do we do Nightcack? What do you mean, Till? I'm not gonna be up too late. When do you get Foe's Win before Jabu? Like we normally do? Ice Cavern? You would just do the Ice Cavern Jabu part like normal. Like a bunch of adult one stuff would stay the same. Like you still do Belarus skip, I don't see why you wouldn't. Minuet, you'd probably do still. I don't see why you wouldn't. You gotta do it at some point. You probably wouldn't because you need to light out a cutscene heap, which you need Goma for, right? So you would set Forest Wind outside of Goma. And then what? It's a weird one. It really depends how LACS works in this route. Because light out cutscene is kind of the deal breaker here. Because we kind of need to do it to make this worth it. I definitely think Child 2 Dino Warp is better. Like, that's a no-brainer. I definitely think it would make more sense. Even though we lose time to a lot of things, I think it saves a lot. So I think it's better. Just dying is going to take longer. That's the only bad thing about it. Some places are going to be really fucking slow because we need to take like 6 hearts of damage using the Ocarina. But if we save like 30 seconds in the overworld, who cares? It's pretty big. Every time we warp, we save like 30 seconds of movement in this game. So it kind of evens out anyway. That's fine. We can just use the floor. Also, that's fine. We can just have 3 hearts. Oh wait, you have to get the heart container. Yeah, that'll take a while. I mean, we could just do like a bomb thing, maybe. We could use like bombs and do the triangle thing. You can do the old thing where you used to do this. If we really have to, you can just do this. You can just do that, where you put them in the circle. If we really have to. That's the quickest way to take damage, so you just do this. Like that. That's how we used to do it. The lava's so slow. It hits you for a quarter each time. Also, it would take ages to die to bongos, lava. We don't have to do Forest Temple right away, by the way. In case you don't realize that, we don't have to do Forest Temple or Water Temple right away. Like, what's the reason to rush Water Temple or Forest Temple? So at the end of Adult 1, you go to Water Temple to get the long shot, right? You can do that at any point. You don't have to do it in Adult 1. There's no reason to get the long shot in Adult 1 when we can just do it in Adult 2. There's no difference. Because we play the song anyway. Which means less hearts, which is good. So we can delay Water Temple and Forest Temple to Adult 2. There's no difference. It doesn't lose any time to delay. And then the good thing about that is the cutscene skip in Forest Temple just takes damage during the boss. So it doesn't matter. There's no time loss there. So we can just delay Water Temple and Forest Temple to Adult 2. Which means less hearts. So we can just end Adult 1 when we get to after Jabu Wrong Warp. We can just end Adult 1. That's fine. That works really well if you think about it. That's actually super ideal. Which means we end Adult 1 with how many hearts? Let's have a look. Let's do some math. This doesn't sound as bad. Because we don't need long shot or bow going into child. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's routing. There's a lot of things to consider, so it's quite hard. As long as we get the boomerang as adult, we can pretty much clear the whole of child. Apart from... We can get the Song of Time, can't we? We have to get all 3 medallions. Can we do that as child? Jabu's done. We can kill King Ndongo. And... What's the third one again? I'm dumb. It's... Goma. We have to kill Goma as child. And then we'd have to do Mask Quest. I mean, we could just use Child 3 as a Mask Quest. It is an option. It's an ugly option, but we'd probably have Begoran Sword by then. I'm just trying to think when we get the Ocarina of Time and Mask Quest and Frog Song. Those are the 3 biggest issues right now. And the main issue with that is if we want to do LACS Warp as child, we have to clear Deku Tree. Right? And the problem is if we clear Deku Tree, we turn into adult. Which means child 3 will be Frog Song and Mask of Truth. And Dampe? Probably. So child 3 will be a lot shorter. Which doesn't sound too bad, honestly. It doesn't sound that bad. But we don't need to do Dampe in child 3. But there will be a child 3 in this route. There's no avoiding it. We have to do child 3. There's literally no way to avoid it. The only way to avoid that is if you do it in child 1. If you do Dino Warp in child 1, then you can complete child 2. Right? If you did Dino Warp twice. You'd have to do Dino Warp twice. Which is pointless, I think. Yeah, I think that's pointless. It's not worth it. There's no way it's worth it. So I think the idea would be... make a new tab. So it would be... Child 1. Do you need ZL? Do I need ZL anywhere in Adult 1? Fairy Fountains. Yeah, we might as well get the Fairy Fountains out, it's faster. So, child 1, you get ZL. Well, it's, Ocarina. And it's... Bottle. Choose ZL. So it's standard, Master Sword. And then Adult 1 will be the same. Up until... Jaburong Warp, clear DC Skulls, and then you would... Child 2 would be... Goron City, DC Dino Warp. And then from DC Dino Warp you would clear most of Child. Clear all of Child, apart from... Frogs plus Song of Time plus Mask Quest. Those are the only things you can't do. Technically you can TTG to be the Mask Quest. But that gives you Bunnyhood, doesn't it? Wait, if you TTG, what happens? Do you get Bunnyhood or do you get sold out? I don't know how TTG works, I forgot. So when you speak to the running guy using TTG, what happens? Why am I playing on this? Because it's the only way to test without it crashing non-stop. It will crash on the ique constantly, it's really annoying to test on. So we just do on the Wii, and it's easier. easier to test things because it acts like an IQ. So if we teach G to get the bunny hood, you just give it to him right away and you skip the whole mask quest? Is that how it works? I'm assuming that's what happens. So you'd have to do like Song of Time and then go straight to the mask quest guy and do teach G. So child 3 would be like Song of Time. No. Yeah, Song of... And then you probably do mask quest, teach G, most likely. And then adult 2 would be full completion. So you skip an adult in this run. Yeah, so this skips adult 3, which is like a free time save as well. So that's not a bad thing. You do skip a whole like age in this run by doing this. That could work. So adult 2 would be finish everything and then do Gerudo, wrong warp. Archery, wrong warp, sorry. You have to knock him from source and archery, wrong warp. Not having Nocturne sucks. And Nocturne is forest, fire, and water, right? That's awful. So you'd have to walk to Dampe. I mean, it's not that bad. We do that already in the current route. Yeah, we're trying to. Alright, if you look at this link again, if you look at the tab, so the tab's going to be child 2, Dino Warp. I'm going to name these tabs to make it a bit easier. So child 2 Dino Warp would be the idea I've just made on this spreadsheet. It would be something like this, routing wise. And then child 2 ends in what a weird route. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna share this in chat. Okay, so check this link now. And this link has a tab called C2 Dino Warp. And it would be something like that instead. But after you clear the DC skulls, you can't warp directly to Temple Time without leaving DC. So you'd have to leave DC and save warp, because you don't have prelude. Which is not that bad. It's not a big time loss. It's small. So then you would leave DC plus save warp. Wait, how do you clip Temple Time? Oh, you can just do it with sword and hovers, can't you? Right? You can just clip with sword and hover boots, can't you? You don't need anything special to clip Door of Time. No wait, you can't use sword, can you? No, you can use sword, I'm stupid. Yeah, Adult 1 would get it because it's quick. You literally pass it, you go right next to it as you complete it. There's no reason to do it as child. Does that make sense? There's literally no reason. There's literally no reason to warp in there. And magic as well, of course. All three. Yeah. So the whole idea is child does everything apart from Song of Time. Song of Time and maybe Mask Quest. And Frogs. Those are the only three things you can't do in Child 2. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense routing wise, what I've just made. I think that's a really good option. This might be better. This doesn't really like come across many problems if you think about it. This actually fixes so many issues. The only negative of this is it's going to take longer to die. That's the only negative. Yeah, hearts. That's why I'm saying we do water temple and forest nettle too. Does that not make sense? Like if you think about the route, I'll go for the route for you, right? You turn into adult, and then you go get the hook shot. You go collect Dampe harpies. That's the same, no difference. Right, we need the hook shot. We go get bombs. Same shit. Well, we got hover boots. Do we need hover boots? Do we need hover boots, Ali? We are getting Nocturne from source. Do we need hover boots in Fire Temple? Not really. No way we do to do the BK skip. Is the only thing we need it for. But you can just do the roll clip. So technically you don't need it. There's an alternative strat where you just do the roll clip to get to full Vagia, and it loses like 10 seconds. It's not a big deal. So it's not even that slow. So you can do Fire Temple early if you wanted to, but you would lose the warp from Fire Temple, which is bad. We don't want to lose the warp from Fire Temple. And skipping the cutscene basically just wrong warps you. I mean, if we did Fire Temple to Spirit, wouldn't that mean we get Requiem? Anyway? Which is good. Doesn't that fix a routing issue? But then we collect hearts in Fire Temple, which is yikes. How many hearts do we get in Fire Temple? I think it's too many. There's quite a few in Fire Temple. This is hard. Routing's hard. Bolero skip. So we get bombs. We go to Goron City. We go straight to Bolero. We don't collect anything good. We go to Minuet. We don't collect anything on the way. Good. There's no heartbeats in the whole section. We go to nothing in the lake. Good. We don't collect any hearts until Ice Cavern. But we need to go to Ice Cavern because we go Jabu. We have to do Ice Cavern. There's no coming back. We have to do Ice Cavern. So Ice Cavern sucks because we collect like... Is it just one heart piece in Ice Cavern? Isn't it just one? It's just one, isn't it? One tiny heart piece in the red ice. That's it. So Ice Cavern's not even that bad. We get a quarter heart. Then we collect the one in the bottom water. That's a half a heart. Then we go into Jabu. In Jabu we don't collect a heart, so it's fine. How much health do we have in that section? Isn't it low? Isn't this really good? Wait, let me check Glitchimon's run. Isn't that really good for routing? Yeah, so we enter Ice Cavern with like 3 hearts, don't we? Like, not a lot. Let's have a look. We enter Ice Cavern with 4 hearts. That's great. That's really good. And then we get the one in the water. That leaves us as 4 still. Dude, this is great. This works out really well. Oh, this works out great. This means we enter Child 2 with 4 hearts. This is really good. This works perfectly. How many hard containers do we have at this point? Yeah, we entered chart 2 with 4 hearts. This is fine. This works out. Oh, 5 hearts. No, 5. After job wrong was 5 hearts. That's still fine. 5 is nothing. That's not a big deal. It means we lose only 2 seconds per warp. Like, who gives a fuck? Yeah, 5 hearts entering chart 2. That's fine. That works really well. That's not even a big deal. So I'll write this down. 5 hearts entering chart 2. That's really good. So this works really well. This is fine. We can do this in chart 2. And in chart 2, we just go straight to Goron City. We play Bolero, we do Goron City, and then we do Dino Warp. Once we pass DC, we just go straight to Dino Warp. And that works out really well. Can I copy this in the Discord? Is it going to be a massive wall of text? I guess it works, yeah. I put it on the Discord. Okay, I put it on the Discord. I think I'm done today. This is too much for me. But I think we got some ideas. This was a pretty successful routing stream. I think child 2 makes more sense because we can literally just clear most of child 2. So what's nice about this is we could actually... Wait, shoe routing. What about shoe routing? So we have... How many chews do we have entering... Leaving Jabu? I forgot about that. Oh, dude! Dude, do you know what we just realized? Oh my god, we're so lucky. Do you know what I just realized? I'm gonna wait for the ad to be over. Oh my god, we're so lucky that something exists. Holy shit. Wow, I can't believe we just found that as well. I'm gonna wait for the ad and I'll explain what I just... The new Java wrong warp saves a lot of chews. Oh, we're lucky that exists. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Alright, so for those who don't know what I'm talking about, there is a new Java wrong warp that Axel and a few other people found, and it saves chews, which is really, really good for this route. Like, insanely, insanely good for this route. Because it fixes the issue of having to need chews. Because it saves like 10 chews. And because it saves 10 chews, we'll have 10 chews going into child 2. Which is massive. Like, having 10 chews entering child 2 is so good. Like, so good. So that fixes such a big issue with this route. And then we have enough to get to DC and do Dino Warp, like, right away. Which is crazy. Okay, let me write this down. One moment, chat, sorry. Clear DC cells. So it'd be save or death warp. Okay, I've got the route written down. I am gonna go. See you next time. Bye, chat. Have a good night.